Okay, so good afternoon if you are in Europe, but if you are where Nick lives, it will be kind of, well, good afternoon as well.
Yeah, afternoon also. Yeah.
It's early afternoon there, right,
Yeah.
Nick? So we are on different sides of the river. So I'm in Portugal, Europe, and Nick is on US, right?
Yes.
What state, Nick?
I live in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Yeah, so you can put it on your travel list and have a visit to Nick.
Yeah. And
Okay,
visit.
so I'm going with Nick through this lean accounting session and how you can engage into lean accounting instead of traditional accounting, and particularly giving emphasis on how to address lean into accounting when you are going through Kaizen events and continuous improvement sessions, and how to translate that into financials. So without further delay, I will hand over to you, Nick, so you can present yourself as well.
Thank, thanks, Sergio. My name's Nick Katko. I focus my work on helping companies with lean accounting in terms of coaching and training. And I'm also the author of the book called The Lean CFO. Thanks, Sergio.
Okay, so you already have a reference there. So if you want to engage deeper and wider into the subject, okay, just look for Nick's book. Okay, so what do we have ahead of us? So on these 30 minutes, myself and Nick will engage into a role play. Okay, that means that we will transform ourselves by a pass of magic. Okay, and we'll turn on our avatars in a couple of minutes. Okay, and then we'll engage into this dialogue where I'm the continuous improvement kind of coordinator, if you want, KPO or whatever, um, lean specialist, whatever the title that you have on your company. And Nick is our CFO, just joined the company. So we'll go through this dialogue and hopefully we'll address some of the subjects and difficulties that you also face on the subject. Okay, so Nick, anything that you want to add at this point in time?
No, just this is a very typical situation that if you are involved in continuous improvement, you may have encountered.
Okay, so give us here just some 10 to 15 seconds to set it up right. So I will share my screen. That's the first thing I want to make it the right way. And at this point in time, you will be seeing our presentation. And let me just here go to the right side of it. And okay, you are seeing myself, Nick. We went through this, and now we are here on how to properly measure the cost saving resulting from continuous improvement and Kaizen activities. Okay, so that's our starting point. So, but to make it right, that's the point where we turn on our avatars, right, Nick?
There I am.
Okay, so, and here I am too. Okay, so hopefully you are seeing us properly. And so I think we can start, right, Nick? Ready from
Let,
your end?
let's go. Yes.
Okay, okay. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello, Nick. Good afternoon. May I come in?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks for meeting with me, Nick. How is your first day going?
Oh,
I
it's going well so far.
Yeah, so first day, it's never easy, but again, thanks for receiving me. I really wanted to meet with you to review my financial analysis of a recent continuous improvement event we have completed.
Okay, help me out a bit. Why do you want me to review this?
Well, we were required to show some cost saving for every CI event, and I wanted to make sure it makes sense to you as well.
Okay, I'll be glad to take a look at it.
Okay, so our CI event was to reduce the change over time on the Atlas machine in our value stream. It's the bottleneck in the value stream, so reducing the change over time will improve flow. We average one changeover per day, and the changeover time averages about 2 hours, more or less 2 hours. And through the CI event, we were able to reduce it to 15 minutes.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, so indeed, it was great. So I prepared a table showing the financial impact of this event. Okay, let me just go through here through the details. So here it is. So I'm using the required burdened labor rate of $29.8716 per hour to calculate the cost saving. But you know, I rounded it up to $30 per hour, make my life easier. So here it is what I calculated. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. This looks good. I understand it, but where in the world did that rate of 29.8716, 4 decimal places come from? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the CFO was recently retired, you know. So, and he required that all CI events show a cost saving. And he calculated the rate and told us to use it. I really don't have any further details, so I'm not really sure where it came from.
Ah, okay. I'm pretty sure that this rate came from our product costing system, which is also used to value inventory. And this is very traditional. And just to keep it simple for you, what accounting does is we take all of your overhead costs and then we divide it by the planned labor hours to calculate the rate.
Oh, but why 4 decimal places, Nick?
Oh, well, it's to calculate a precise product cost.
Hmm, sounds complicated.
It is complicated. I mean, this traditional product costing has been around about 100 years.
Oh,
Yeah, even some accountants don't really understand it. And it really, really confuses people like you, non-financial managers that are forced to use it. I can explain more later, but what I want to do is focus on your specific event.
okay. So, okay, let's move on then. Okay, what do you like to know, really?
So what were your lean operational reasons for wanting to reduce change over time?
Okay, to improve on-time delivery and reduce lead times. Okay, so we have been working on this for a few years now, Nick.
All right, do you measure that?
Yes, so delivery has improved 25% more or less on the last 2 years, and lead times have been reduced by around 50%. So the impact of this event was to reduce lead times by about 3 more days.
Good. So here's the first thing that's going to change.
Hmm.
Plan on using those numbers in your report out. This 3-day reduction in lead time is a direct operational impact of your improvement event.
Okay, but I'm required to show cost savings, so every month accounting asks me why my actual costs are not being reduced because of CI events. And executives complain that costs are not going down. I dread those meetings and all I want to do is pull my hair out, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Why do you think I'm bald? I've been dealing with these issues for many, many years, but I have a solution that is better than trying to show imaginary cost savings.
For sure, yeah. So please, anything but an hourly rate with 4 decimal places. That isn't even a real rate. All I'm trying to do is reduce lead times, improve delivery, and serve customers better. So whenever I say this to accounting, they look at me like I'm speaking some foreign language, you know?
Well, when you are talking to them about those topics, it is a foreign language, but I'm going to work on that later. So let me ask you. First question, what is
Hmm.
the average cycle time for the parts on the Atlas machine?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's around 10 minutes.
Okay. And what's like the average sales price and the average material cost of a unit?
Okay, easy as well. So the sales price of the parts produced on the Atlas machine is 1,000 and the material cost is 600.
All right. So that means, follow my math here, the
Okay.
contribution margin per part is 400 or 40%.
I think I got the math, but what is the contribution margin?
Okay. It's the sales price of this part less
Mhm.
the variable costs. And it's called contribution margin because it is how much each one of those parts contributes to covering the fixed costs and earning a profit.
Okay, I got it.
All right. So you said you reduced the changeover time from 2 hours to 15 minutes.
Right. So we have freed up 105 minutes per day, but it becomes 525 per week and 2,100 per month, according
Yeah,
to our math and table.
yeah. I see that. Yeah, right there. And okay, so this time that you freed up is called capacity. And the numbers that you have there are
Mhm.
just an that is an those are another direct operational impact event. You have
Right.
reduced changeover time and created capacity by eliminating waste.
Yeah, that's right, but I agree. But what about the cost savings?
I know you're worried about that, but just follow me
Yeah,
a
I
bit
am.
here. Okay, we're going to show different numbers than cost savings. Now, don't worry. What I'd like to do is I'd like to be part of your report out and I'll explain the numbers. Okay, I'm the new guy here. And so if I don't show cost savings and I show different numbers, they're not going to fire me. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So now next question. You have this capacity. Okay. Let's look at like 2,100 minutes per month. Can you produce and sell more items?
Yes, indeed. So the sales forecast is increasing. With the additional capacity we created, we can make and ship 2 more parts per day, 52 per week, 210 per month.
Okay. Great. Okay.
And
So
let me show you
yeah.
that table as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here
Right.
it goes. Those are the
Right.
numbers.
Yeah. And if you sell more, what are the costs that increase when the sales increase?
Well, that would be the material costs. I think I get it.
Yeah.
You were saying, yeah. So you were saying that reducing the changeover time allows us to sell more, and the financial impact of the increase in the contribution margin, not a cost saving. That makes sense. Maybe, Nick, maybe I should also work in accounting.
I I Yeah. Yeah, we're making more money. I think you'd be a good lean accountant. So so the so so this is what look in 1 month you can use that capacity and produce and sell 210 more parts, and you will make $84,000 more in contribution margin.
I always thought of CI events like this, but could never explain it like you just did. So sales has told us that our improvement in delivery and lead times has driven the sales grow because we are serving customers better. And I can't wait to give my report out and explain that reducing our change over time from 2 hours to 15 minutes is going to make the company 84,000 more per month. That's almost 1 million per year. Okay, so that's a lot better than the cost saving numbers, right? When the executives see this, their ads are going to explode. All they do is rant about not seeing cost savings for CI events, and yet our sales have been improving, and so has profitability.
I
So I think we are on the right direction.
Yeah, I hope their heads don't explode. That would be quite messy.
Indeed, quite messy.
All right, so this contribution margin analysis validates what has actually been happening financially in the company due to your improvement in lead times and delivery.
Yes, I knew this, but never could show it with financial numbers. I can't wait to let the other CI leaders know about this. Does this analysis have a name, Nick?
Well, it's really the analysis is part of a lean accounting system. It's about, and lean accounting is basically about using numbers to understand the actual cause effect relationships between lean operating improvement and financial improvement.
Am I thinking about this the right way? So the reduction of change over time reduced lead time and created 2,100 minutes of capacity on the machine each month, right?
Yes, and that you said a key word there. It's about thinking the right way. You want the numbers to drive new thinking habits.
Mhm. So we can use that extra capacity, those 2,000 minutes, to product and ship 200 more units per month, which will have a financial impact of 84,000, okay, on the contribution margin per month. Am I saying it right?
You got it.
Oh, thanks.
You understand lean accounting. And I plan on introducing lean accounting to the company. And when I do, I need to be able to pilot it in one value stream to demonstrate it. Can I use your value stream?
Oh, yes, for sure. Be my guest.
Okay, so we're going to use the report out as a way to begin to introduce the concepts and the numbers of lean accounting to executives and other operational leaders. Then we'll start working on the pilot.
Oh, I have one more question. Uh,
Okay.
Based on other improvement events we have completed in the past, what would be the financial impact of that event if there was no increase in demand? Talk with the other value stream managers, and we all feel like sometimes we are searching for a needle in a haystack, sorry, for financial impact.
That's a great question. Okay, you reduced changeover time and you created 2,100 minutes of capacity per month on the Atlas machine. You also
Mhm.
reduced lead times. Those numbers are the direct operational impact of the event. But if demand wasn't increasing, there would be no immediate financial impact. But that's okay. Continuous improvement events are designed to primarily have an operational impact, and they create capacity. they can have a direct, some events can have a direct financial impact, such as maybe reducing scrap and improving quality. But your event is different. It has an operational impact and a financial impact. And it
Right.
really depends on each specific event.
Okay, got it. So we need to study each CI event independently. Okay, I think I got it, and understand the operational and financial changes. So I think we are done. So thanks, Nick. That was a high opening, and I'm looking forward to working with you more on lean accounting. Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of our session. We'll move towards the Q&A, and we'll change from our avatar version to our normal panel. Okay? So just give us here about 5 seconds to make all the swap. Thank you for attending, and bring on those questions, guys. Okay?
There we are.
Getting back. I was get used to my avatar, you know.
I know.
Much more fancier than me. Okay, so great. Let me just go and see if we have any question. I think I just opened the Q&A sessions. I think we don't, but
Here's one.
Oh, first question here. So Nicola, so I think it's a lady, and she's asking if there are specific training on lean accounting versus traditional accounting. I think this is more to you, Nick.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities to learn more. I mentioned the Lean CFO book, and I do a lot of webinars on this topic, and also do specific coaching with companies on this, even just general discussions, not necessarily it's about education, just like everything else.
Okay, it's kind of go and find out the service provider near you or online and engage into it, right?
Yeah, and what's interesting about lean accounting is that it's very much like lean thinking. You have tools and practices for lean, but it's about driving thinking. And lean accounting is the same way. The numbers are the tools, and they're designed to drive lean focused thinking habits when it comes to analysis.
Okay, so getting to Troy, he's questioning, I understand the concept of capacity and contribution margin, but for less mature organizations, they still want to see savings in the P&L. So how do you change the mindsets? That's always about mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, Nick? Well, you really have to look at each event and understand, is there really a direct cost savings? Maybe not. If not, it's very much like what we talked about in this session. You're creating capacity, and what are you going to do with that capacity? And if you can sell more, there is a financial impact, and it's an educational process, and people have to see it. And what you don't want is to do improvement events and make up cost savings numbers that don't show up, that are imaginary, for example.
Okay, thanks. We have another question coming in from Anthony. So he says, thank guys, great presentation. Can I add, even though there may not be an opportunity to use that capacity you have created, we should still record these on the benefits tracker and share with the business. You could now run less time to produce the same number of parts. You could redistribute the labor, or they could form a Kaizen team. Yeah, which is right?
Yeah, Anthony, that as people say in England, that is spot on.
Okay, so I think there is no more questions coming in. But again, just making a question of my own here, Nick.
Yeah.
Why do you think that on traditional accounting and traditional finance managers, why do they value so much stocks?
Why do they value the stock price?
Yeah, and they
The inventory. Yeah.
yeah, the
Well,
inventory, sorry.
okay. I'll try to give you the fast answer because we're running out of time.
Yeah, we have
So,
a couple of minutes.
a part of accounting's responsibility is to value inventory for reporting purposes. It just so happens that probably the most common way to do it, especially in manufacturing companies, is through a product costing system. That product costing system creates a whole lot of other information that can be used in the business, but it's not good information to use in a lean company to analyze and make decisions. But it's convenient. You can, you like this example, here's a rate we can give you for the parts that go through that machine. And again, it's just very traditional and conventional. And lean thinking changes everything in an organization, and it changes the information requirements. And it's really important for accounting and finance and operations and leaders to understand that you need to transform the information also.
Okay, so I think we are, one last
more.
question, one more from Nuret. So thanks for the presentation. In the example, if we use this extra capacity to reduce batch size, what are the numbers we need to focus?
If you reduce batch size, again, I think, you're still improving delivery and you're still improving lead times. If you're, that's another example. But you're thinking the right way.
Yeah,
what's the operational impact, and then what do we show?
Yeah, and actually you will become more flexible on the production planning, right?
Yes. Oh, there's tremendous benefits with reducing batch size. And this is an example of how lean operational people can basically help train accounting and finance people on what lean does.
Okay, so guys, that was it. Nick, thank you so much. It was so fun, to go through the process. I think we got it right, and hopefully our audience did it as well. So I'm seeing some clapping here. Hopefully,
yes, lots of
we did it. So thank you guys. Continue on watching Lean Global Connection. So, and see you soon. Nick, all the best. Keep safe.
Bye-bye. Ciao, everyone.
Bye-bye.